Hello, it's Fred and Sheila McCoy, undisclosed location, but near our house. And
Oops.
guys, we wanted to have a little chat on two things mainly. One of them is the devil answers DNA. I know I seem to be bringing that up more often anymore, but I'm getting it brought up more often. We're getting more emails, more text messages, and it really is interesting. Again, we don't know a thing about this stuff except what people tell us, but they're sending us graphs. They're sending us this DNA stuff with different colors of different things, different formulas or whatever it consists of, and they're explaining how at least two of Devil Ance's grandchildren have been tested, and neither one of them was related to each other. That Devil Ance's, from what they can tell, is showing up from another surname. There's our dog, Rhea.
Nope.
Move. Go play. Go play. And
She's okay.
go. So while I don't want to beat a dead horse, I'm also not going to give up on this. I know there's a couple of guys that get on the videos and talk and laugh and carry on, and they say I'm Hatfield. I can tell you that I'm Elvis Presley's son if I want to. Don't make it true. And I don't know if it's going to be a laughing matter when it's all said and done, the way things are looking and from what people are showing me and Sheila, and we don't know the first thing about it.
No, I don't.
I'll tell you what
understand
we need. Here's what we need, people. We need the great-grandsons of Devil Anse Hatfield, as many as they can get. And you know, I don't feel bad about naming people, because if you'll ever look and there's a camera around, they're just like their great-grandfather. But you've got Rio Hatfield that made up a tale on Hubert Bay McCoy, that was an innocent man that got killed by his grandfather, shot in the back, but yet he spread that tale. He was involved in planning and doing a peace treaty after the 9/11 World Trade Centers. There's been several peace treaties over the years, so it was nothing more than a publicity stunt. And he says that he never liked McCoy's on principles, yet McCoys have never made up a tale like he made up on Hubert Bay McCoy. They've never made up a tale on the Hatfields like that. You've got William Keith Hatfield of Rios from Waynesboro, Virginia. William Keith from Oklahoma, which is the one responsible for making some of these historical markers and commenting on them, dedicating them. You've got another cousin that's great-grandson that's would be Russell Hatfield from Tazewell, Virginia. Normally I wouldn't name these people, but it seems like if there's a microphone or a camera around, those guys are in front of it, just like Devil Anse was. So, you know, you can't say, well, I don't want to get involved in it. I don't want to. Well, you sure wanted to get involved in anything else throughout history, dealing with the Hatfields and McCoys to make a name. And what is scaring you so bad? Why are none of you stepping up to be DNA tested? It's not that, you know, you're going to swab your mouth and they'll send it off and tell you who you're related to. I know you may be related to Devil Anse. There's a lot more people related to him now. We're finding out through DNA that's from other people. So you might be related to them, but that don't mean that you're going to be of the Hatfield bloodline. You're going to be, if you're of Devil Ance's bloodline and Devil Anse is something else, then that means that's what you are. And I know all through history, everybody's made a name for themselves, Hatfields and McCoys. I don't know how it would be if we said Vance and McCoys, or Wallaces and McCoys, or whatever it might be. I know that could be detrimental to a reputation, and but I'm not going to give up on this. We can laugh about it. Maybe like Geraldo and the tomb that he opened that time, and there was nothing in it. I may look like a jerk or an idiot when it's all over with. That's okay. What if they would have told Columbus that when he sailed the ocean trying to find America and all this and that? I mean, sometimes you just have to go with your heart.
Do they have to take a certain type of DNA thing for that?
No, they just need a DNA test, but what they need is the Y gene. The Y is what tells, that's the male sons, the way they've explained it to me. Okay. The male sons of the ancestor before you and the ancestor before them, and that's the Y. And there's no altering. The way it's on my phone here, but the way they explained it, these two grandsons that's been tested already, they're not even related to each other, but they're so-called Hatfields and grandsons, and they're not even related to each other. Now that's the emails and stuff that we've got, and this is from people that's not, some of them's Hatfield or McCoy or whatever, but the majority of them are not even related to either party. They're not even from Kentucky or West Virginia. They're out west or up north. Mm-hmm. And it's just people that saw the videos and they found it interesting, and that's just like the Hatfield McCoy thing to Sheila and I, is our hobby. Their hobby is DNA. They like researching people's DNA. And these people are smart, or they've impressed me as being smart.
That's for sure.
I don't understand it, even with them explaining it. They'll say, we'll explain it in layman's terms. Well, I'm not the smartest person around, so I don't even understand the layman's terms, but they do.
Yeah,
and
I don't understand it either.
I can't emphasize it enough. I'm not going to let this die. I'm not going to let it go. We're going to need some of you Hatfields to step up and make history. If Devil Anse is a Hatfield, like I said, it's not going to change Devil Anse's demeanor, persona, reputation. He's still what he is, or what he was. That was still him that done all these things, or instigated all these things, or that was still Devil Anse. He can keep the first two names, Devil Anse. He'll always be Devil Anse. What we're curious about is that last name. The last name is not showing up on these DNA tests. That it's not coming together like it should, and that's what caught people's attention. And now that we've made the videos, it's catching even more people's attention. And I'm going to keep making these videos, and I'll eventually go to a national syndicated broadcast or something if we have to. Rio went to CBS to sign a peace treaty. Him and Ron McCoy, that filed the big lawsuit against John Vance over a cemetery that we can't go see until this weekend. We'll be broadcasting live from the cemetery, but nobody can see it because they filed a lawsuit against it. And it's just the things that people have done, and I don't understand why they won't step up now. And
she's just running around.
And okay, girl, and go ahead and show this one way or the other. Oh, Leah, quit it.
Stay.
So listen, I'm not going to stay on here and harp on this. The other thing I had a comment about. Let me explain something to everybody. I don't know a lot about Devil Anse's history. Nobody does, other than he was a bad man. Civil War records are next to nilch because he wasn't there long enough to have one, so you don't have a lot to go on. I do know about Randall McCoy and the McCoy family on the Kentucky side. And when people tries to sell you Randall McCoy's recipe, moonshine, buy it if you want. We've got all kinds of stuff in the museum. If it's anything called Hatfields and McCoy's, Sheila and I buy it to put it in our museum. We just do that. And
stay.
Quit.
Stay.
Rhea, quit. But when people says, and I don't know about Devil Anse, I don't know what his recipe is. From what I always understood, Mark Hatfield had it. And Mark's an excellent guy, him and his wife. And but I don't know anything about the Devil Anse moonshine or recipes. I don't know. You know, from studying Popcorn Sutton and talking to Dennis Sutton, moonshine, there's only one or two ways you make moonshine. I mean, it's made out of corn and sugar, and that's what it is. I don't know how you can have a famous recipe for it. But I do want to clarify this. Randall McCoy, just like he was never in the timber business, Randall McCoy was never in the moonshine business. And if he was, you know, there's charges on John C. Hatfield that shows that John C. Hatfield was charged with bootlegging, was charged with making illegal whiskey. That's proof. That would prove that he actually did it. And there's nothing like that on Randall McCoy that's ever been processed, or any kind of documentation that says that he was a moonshiner. You all keep forgetting that Randall McCoy's children started getting killed. Well, his brother got killed in 1865, and after that, his nephew got killed, and so forth like that. And it just went on and on. He kept losing family members. Randall McCoy was not he was not this go-getter kind of guy. That I'd say he was depressed most of the time, pretty much like Rosanna. But there's nothing that ever signifies or verifies that Devil Anse was ever, or Randall McCoy was ever, a moonshiner or had any kind of recipe or a famous recipe. So you can buy all that stuff you want, but yeah, and you can buy the story if you want, but it's not true. It's Fred and Sheila McCoy, and we are adventures today. And again, don't want to beat a dead horse, but you Hatfields, think about, let's get some DNA testing going on, and let's put this thing behind us one way or the other, because it's not going away. You know, they've never let Randall McCoy's history go away. They've said stories about Randall McCoy did this, Randall McCoy, a Civil War veteran, run and hid while his family's been massacred. And they've beat that story into the dirt, knowing it's not true, but they beat it. So if you think that we're going to let this story go, you're mistaken. So the best thing to do is step up, let's be tested, and let's put an end to this one way or the other. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time.
Please like and subscribe. Bye.